Okay, now it's time to talk about using the database to find sources for your academic assignments. Keep in mind, we've talked about the fact that whenever a professor or instructor tells you to look for peer-reviewed academic or scholarly resources, they're telling you to use the databases without necessarily saying the database. The databases are the only place where you can find the option to choose only those types of resources. And you will know, because it's been verified ahead of time, that the resources you're choosing from have been peer reviewed. Very important thing to know when you're using the databases and why we use the databases. It should be your first step in research and looking for sources and not your last step. To get to the databases, you go to the library link right here on the main page, which is www.warren.edu. Go to the library link over here on the right-hand side, and it takes you to the library's web page. Now you go to the tab that says databases. Seems kind of obvious, but just so you know, it's right there under databases. And the database that I'm going to show you today is EBSCO Discovery Service. It's our largest database. And what a database is, it's a collection of articles from other resources from across the country, across the world, that have been put together, digitized, so that you can search through them and find the articles that will be good for your own resource, or for your own research, excuse me. So we also have another database called Gale Interactive Human Anatomy, but this is mainly geared towards medical assisting students, students who are in A&P 1 or 2, or nursing students, because it literally is just about the human body. So that's something that students in those areas can play around with. But we're going to be looking at EBSCO Discovery Service. So right here, I have the steps for how to get to the databases. First, you're going to do step 1, which is click on the EBSCO Discovery Service link below. This one right here. I've made it big, and hopefully you can see that that's a link. And then step 2 is scroll down until you see this. And it's this little button that says EBSCO Discovery Service, and that says EBSCO Discovery Service underneath. And you'll see why that's important. As we click on the first link, EBSCO Discovery Service, we come to this page that has all these different databases on it. But we want the EBSCO Discovery Service because that is the one that includes all the smaller databases into one, so that you can search for across different platforms, across different databases, and find what you need. So here it is, EBSCO Discovery Service. I'll click on that. And it's going to bring us to our search box. The database operates on keyword searches. So we've talked about using and finding what your research question is going to be. And then once you have a research question, picking out the keywords of that research question. For the purposes of this demonstration, this is my research question: why do college students have test anxiety? The keywords from this are college students and test anxiety. Something we also talked about earlier were Boolean operators, and this is where your Boolean operators come into play. If I put in college students and test anxiety just as 4 words across the database, we might find some articles, but it could be also that the database is going to pick just things on college, just things on students, just things on tests, just things on anxiety. So you're going to get a lot of extra sources that are not going to be necessarily helpful to you. That's why you want to be able to combine the 2 key words, technically 4, but you understand what I'm saying, the 2 key phrases here, using the word and, because when you use and in between them, it is letting the database know that you want results that include college students as well as test anxiety. Now, if you put in college students or test anxiety, you would find articles that talk about college students and or test anxiety, literally meaning either or, not both together. So you'll find articles on college students, you'll find articles on test anxiety, but not necessarily college students and test anxiety. And the other Boolean operator not, if we did college students not test anxiety, it would only look for articles about college students, not anything to do with test anxiety. So I hope you understand that if you put in the word and, which is going to be the one you're going to use most, and I put in college students and test anxiety, all I have to do is hit enter. And it gives me results. Now, one thing to know about these results is that it does give you the number of articles that it's pulled up, So we have just over 200,000 articles here. On the left-hand side is the really important information, which is under Refine Results. So it tells you what you're currently searching for in this box right here. You're searching for the terms college students and test anxiety. Under the expanders, you want to leave these here. Don't cross them out, because if you do, it's going to change your results, and that's not something you want to do. And finally, in this box under limiters, it says available in the library collection. That's also very important. Otherwise, you're going to have things pop up that you're not going to have actual access to. So you want to make sure that that's always there under limiter. And if you scroll down a little bit more, you can see it's here as well. When we say limit to, this will automatically be selected. Don't ever undo that, because it will just be a frustrating experience. Trust me on that one. The other option that we can use in limit to is peer reviewed. This is your magic button. This is your peer reviewed button. So if you click on that, it is now going to filter through all the results you got before and pull out the ones that are from verified peer-reviewed sources. And the reason that's important, of course, is because that means everything's already been evaluated for you, and you don't have to go ahead and reevaluate the source to make sure that it's credible and reliable. That's already been done for you. So let's say you find one that you want to look at. I'm just going to choose the first one just for simplicity. You can click on it. Now, this particular article happens to be available from a secondary database called ERIC, and you would click right here where it says full text from ERIC. And over here on the on the right-hand side, excuse me, it verifies for you that yes, it's peer reviewed. It has that little green check mark, which means that it's already been done. And here's where you can download the full text as a PDF. Super helpful to know that when you're using the databases, you don't have to evaluate the resources because it's already been done. Another option you might see, if I scroll down, let me see if I can find one. Okay, so this one, instead of being from ERIC, it gives you the PDF full text right here. So you can click on this to see the PDF full text, and from there you can download it. I highly recommend that if you find an article you want to use, or you think you might want to use, that you either download that article onto your device as a PDF, you print out that article, and remember, you have free unlimited printing in the library, so you can always come to the library, log into a computer, and print out the articles that you want. You can also link them to your Google Drive, and it will save it as a PDF folder in your Google Drive, or you can do it with OneNote. The one feature over here that will not work is this little folder, because that's to save the article for you to go back and see it later. We do not have that option enabled because we have an institutional subscription rather than an individual subscription. So it would get too complicated if we have, 100 and something students all saving to this folder for people then to go and find the things that they had saved. So that's why it doesn't work that way. All right, this was just a quick tutorial on how to use the databases and how to find those peer-reviewed sources. Please move on to the quiz associated with this particular part. Take care.